Hey, welcome to our Trigonometry Practice Test 1. We're going to be working through the practice test that's uploaded to D2L. And without further ado, here we go. First question, we need to convert the angle in degrees to radians and express the answer as a multiple of pi. So if we're going to convert an angle that's in degrees to radians, we need to multiply by pi over 180. And the easiest way to multiply that out is going to be with the calculator. So we're going to type in 160 times, and then as a fraction, pi over 180. And notice with this calculator, it gives the correct answer in terms of pi, 8/9 pi, which is the way they want it. So 8/9 pi, or you could say 8 pi over 9. Either one of those is correct. They both mean the same thing. And that's it for question number 1. Question number 2, convert the angle in radians to degrees, round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so we're going to need to make sure that we follow the instructions here. Oh, I'm sorry, it says if necessary. We may not have to do that. So to take a radian angle and convert it to degrees, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. Instead of pi over 180, it's going to be 180 over pi. Now here we can see that the pi's are going to cancel, and that's going to leave us with negative 35 over 9 times 180. Again, the easiest way to do that is with the calculator. So we're going to say negative 35 over 9 times 180. And notice this time we're not going to need to round because it's an integer. And so the answer is negative 700. Don't forget to put the degree symbol. That is a degree. And that's it for question number 2. Question number 3. If S denotes the length of the arc of a circle of radius r, and here it's important to point out the keywords arc length, which means we're going to be using the arc length formula. S equals r times theta. And just remember that theta must be in radians. Okay, important to remember theta must be in radians in order to plug into this formula here. Okay, so let's see what they give us. They do give us a radius of 11.4 inches and an angle of 330 degrees. Okay, so the first thing we're going to have to do, since we're given a degree, is we're going to have to convert it to radians. So we're going to come over here to the side, and we're going to take our 300 degrees and convert to radians, which we've already done once in the test already. 330 times pi over 180. 330 times pi over 180. 11 pi over 6. So now we can plug into the arc length formula. The radius is 11.4. 11 pi over 6 is the angle in radians. And then we need to calculate this value out to 3 decimal places. All right, so here we go again with the calculator. And notice that I've already got the 11 pi over 6 on the screen, so I just need to hit multiply by 11.4. And I'm going to hit the SD button to get me a decimal. Now we need that to 3 decimal places. 6, 5, 9. The 9 sees a 2, so that's going to stay a 9. 65.659. 65.659. And that is the arc length, which is going to have the same units as the radius. And so that's going to be 65.659 inches, okay? And let me make a note over here. That's 11 pi over 6. That is our theta, okay? Next problem. Number 4. They want us to find the exact value of the indicated trigonometric functions. And here, notice they want me to find sine, cosine, and tangent. And notice they do say that this is a point in the unit circle, okay? So the 5/6 is x. The negative square root of 11 over 6 is y. That's an ordered pair in the unit circle. And so we know the formulas for points in the unit circle. It says sine is y, which is negative square root of 11/6. Cosine is x, which is 5/6. And tangent is y over x, which I don't know if you watched any of my previous videos, but I said the easiest way to do this is to do the reciprocal of x times y. So we're going to take the reciprocal of x times y. Notice that these 6's are going to cancel, and that's going to give us negative square root of 11 over 5. That's going to be our answer for tangent. And that is done. Again, the important point, I guess, to point out, let me change this to blue here, is that these formulas right here only apply if they tell you that you're in the unit circle, okay? If you're not in a unit circle, these formulas don't apply. Only for the unit circle. And then I don't know if you noticed, but that one is freaking easy since it is in the unit circle, okay? And that's it for question number 4. Question number 5. Find the exact value of the expression. Simplify your answer completely. Notice it says do not use a calculator, okay? So we're going to have to calculate 4 times the cosine of pi over 3 plus 3 times the tangent of 5 pi over 3. And it says do not use a calculator. And so what we're going to use here is the unit circle. Bam. All right. Now then, in order to do this problem without using a calculator, what we're going to need to find is the cosine of pi over 3 first, which means that we're going to come around to pi over 3, and we're going to need the x coordinate because cosine in the unit circle is x. So we need the x coordinate at pi over 3, which is a half. So the half comes from the cosine of pi over 3. And then we're going to need to find the tangent of 5 pi over 3. So if we bring that unit circle back up, we're going to come around to 5 pi over 3, which is over here at 300 degrees. And we need tangent, which is the reciprocal of x times y. So that's going to be 2 over 1 times negative square root of 3 over 2. 2 over 1 times negative square root of 3 over 2. That comes from the tangent. And then we should be able to evaluate this, okay? So first, 4 times a half. Half of 4 is 2. And then positive times a negative means this is going to be a negative. These 2's are going to cancel and leave me 3 times the square root of 3. And that should be our simplified answer, simplified completely. And I understand, I know it says do not use a calculator, but I am going to use a calculator just to check that. Making sure I'm in radian mode. Angle unit in radians. And then I'm going to type in 4 cosine pi over 3 plus 3 tangent of 5 pi over 3. Two minus 3 square root of 3. 2 minus 3 square root of 3. So that verifies what I did here is correct, okay? And notice the key to doing that without a calculator is understanding how the unit circle works, okay? So you might want to have that on your formula sheet that you're allowed to use, okay? Next problem, number 6. Use a calculator. Here they want us to use a calculator to find the approximate value rounded to 2 decimal places. So we're going to bring our calculator back up, and we're going to calculate. Remember that you do need to be in the right mode. This is a radian angle, so we need to be in radian mode. Sine of 3 pi over 10. Whoops. Pi over 10 equals, and we need that to 2 decimal places, 0.81 rounded. 0.81 rounded. And that's it for question number 6. Question number 7. A point on the terminal side of an angle is given. Find the exact value of the indicated trig functions. Here they want us to find again sine, cosine, and tangent. And they did not specify that this is in the unit circle. So this is x and y. The formulas for finding these trig functions, if you're not in the unit circle, sine is y over r, cosine is x over r, and tangent is y over x. So tangent is the same either way. But as you can see, we're going to need to know what the radius is. And the way that you find the radius when you're not in the unit circle is Pythagorean theorem, okay? X squared plus y squared is going to give us the radius squared. Using Pythagorean theorem to find the radius, we're going to have negative 5 squared plus negative 1 squared equals r squared. Now, negative numbers squared become positive, so that's going to be 25 plus 1, which is 26. And then I have to take the square root to get rid of the squared. And 26 does not square root nicely, and it won't reduce, okay? And I can show you that. If you have my calculator, it will show you that the square root of 26 is in simplest radical form. So now that I know the radius and I know x and y, I can now find these trig ratios. So sine is negative 1 over square root of 26, and we're going to need to rationalize that. Copy and paste, and then erase. And if you've not seen that trick before, when I say copy and paste and then erase, what you do is you copy and paste the denominator to the numerator, and then you erase the radical in the bottom. And that's the shortcut for rationalize the denominator. Cosine x over r. Again, we're going to need to rationalize the denominator, so we're going to copy and paste and then erase. And then for tangent, remember I said tangent is reciprocal of x times y is the easiest way to do that. The reciprocal of x here would be negative 1/5 times y, which is going to be 1/5. And there's the answers for sine, cosine, and tangent for that particular problem. And then we're going to do the other half, 7 through 14, in the next video, okay? So if you had any questions or comments in this video, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, or you can text me. And thanks for watching.